Today's show brought to you live from Lounge Media Group Studios. It's Pedro and the Freight Hound with the Logistics Lounge. The views and opinions expressed on this show by its guests are not necessarily those of Lounge Media Group or the show host. So if you sue someone, make sure it's the party responsible for hurting your feelings. Also, grow up, be an adult, and understand not everyone thinks like you. And that's okay.
Well, howdy doody, everybody. What's up there, Mr.
Hello,
Hunt?
hello. What's up, brother? We're just having a food evening. I mean, a good evening.
Good
What's up,
evening, good evening,
Lefty?
food evening. We know what Lefty's thinking about.
Oh yeah, that would get us canceled. But how you doing, brother?
That was a fucking good one, bro. Oh man, that was good, dude. Oh, that's funny. I'm actually doing horrible, Hunter. I don't know. I'm dealing with allergies. I think is what it is because I'm not sick. I'm not running a fever or anything else. And cedar fever is really bad down here in Texas right now. But man, since Monday, I have not been sleeping well. My nose is like a dang leaky faucet, and just have this constant like pressure headache, man. I've been taking medicine and everything, and I just barely get any relief. So I freaking feel miserable, dude. I'm a typical guy, bro. I feel bad in any sense, and my fucking life is ending. You know what I'm saying? Like, just drag me off to the morgue right now, man. I'm almost
Throw
on
me
my
in the
deathbed.
dumpster.
That's it. That's it. Just light it on fire, man. I'm done. So yeah, but other than that, man, I'm good, dude. Doing fantastic. My busyness continues. Super happy about that. Hope it continue, or hope that streak continues on. Got me another customer this week, so yeah, dude, really doing nice, man. Getting ready for Matt's. I know that is still 3 months off, bro. But I'm already thinking about it. Dude. Literally talked to Corey up there today about our media stuff, man. When you and I talked about, so yeah, already trying to plan that because I mean it may be 3 months away, but you and I have learned, bro. You better
Might
book
as
your
well be
flight.
tomorrow.
You better everything, dude. I literally told Steve today too. I was like, hey man, you better get with a Hunter because I think he wants to get that same Airbnb that y'all got last year. So I was like, you may want to get with him and just go ahead and book that shit. So
Yeah,
yeah, but
yeah.
yeah, man, I'm doing great. I'm doing just fantastic, man. What about you, my friend?
I love it, dude. I thought you were about to start complaining about how busy you were. I was like, you cannot please this
Dude,
man.
I am busy as
He's doing his
shit, bro.
busy. He's doing
I
stuff.
will say
I
that
love it,
busy as
dude.
hell.
I love it. Yeah, no, I've been good, man. Locked down a new customer this week. Have you know how that goes with all the billing and account setup. So I missed the first load, but hopefully we get that some good business. You know, local Nashville. So got to love a win for the home team. But other than that, dude, yeah, just same old, man. Getting 2026 kicked off. You know, getting on the health kick a little bit. You know, and yeah, getting ready for Mats, dude. Like you said, you know, it's 3 months, but it might as well be next week because I've never seen something that just sneaks up on you like the Mid America Truck Show. So I'm pumped.
I
I'm
uh
pumped. So
I am too, man. And it's all gonna sneak up on us because like Matt's is for you and I, that's our starting line for the year. You know what I mean, for our shows. Like, dude, it's
yeah,
Matt's, and
I
then
was
we
yeah,
got at least one show every single month, up until now this point until November. You know what I mean? Well, December for you because you went to that thing down there in Alabama or whatever. So, but busy, busy,
yeah,
busy, man. But I'm ready for it,
yeah.
dude. I'm ready. Matt's is, man. It's a big thing. We're gonna do the same thing with Freight Ninja again this year. And I like that we're gonna get there a day early. I was telling Steve about that. I was like, dude, Hunter and I, we want to get there Wednesday. So get as much as
It's
we
such a
can
game
Wednesday
changer.
and Thursday. So Friday and Saturday we can actually possibly enjoy Matt's for the first time that we've gone for 3 years. Like, this will be our
I don't know,
third year,
man. I
bro.
had
Like,
fun. The first year was fun just because we didn't know what we were doing. We just stumbled upon a lot of stuff. And then last year, I think we might have, I don't know if we overplanned. I think it's the extra day that we needed, but also
yeah.
still had a blast,
Oh
you
no, I
know?
had a blast, but I mean, like, we don't get to be like the convention goers.
Yeah, yeah,
That's what
yeah.
I mean.
Oh, yeah, we
Yeah,
talked about it. I think we saw like 25% of the show in
yeah,
total, but whatever. It was a good time. But yeah, man, that's crazy. The season is upon us. So looking forward
yeah.
to that.
I'm doing good. Nick, yeah, I know you just tuned in. Still sucking, bro, like I am, man. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but still stuffy, dude. Nose dripping like a faucet. Still that same headache. I mean, I don't know, little bit relief from meds and stuff. No temperature, nothing, dude. Don't feel weak or sick or anything like that. It's just this aggravating freaking headache in my nose. I hate it, bro. I hate it. So, all right. Anything else you gotta say? You want to move on to some news?
What we got in the news today?
All right, we got some good
So
stuff.
that's
In news today,
Verizon being down again. Get your shit together, Verizon.
man.
Like, right.
Lounge Media News brought to you by AR.Pro, sourced from truckingnewshub.com. We got some more news here on the cancellation of some ELDs. Y'all know there's a few things here Hunter and I like to try to continuously stay up on. That is the recalls and anything having to do with like the ELD safety type stuff. We always try to keep those things up there because it's important for folks to know, because we have noticed on this show that you usually don't get a letter in the mail that your service is no longer good or whatever, or you had a recall until like 2 months, 3 months after they've told you about it. So today it's about ELDs, and the FMCSA says they are maintaining into 2026 its rigorous pace of removing hardware from its list of approved ELD carriers after a surge in revocations in 2025. The agency just removed 4 more ELDs on Tuesday after revoking a total of 38 devices in 2025, an increase of over 80% compared with 2024. If an ELD isn't meeting federal requirements, it is taken out of service, plain and simple, said FMCSA Administrator Derek Bars. Latest 4 ELD removals were placed on the agency's revoked devices list due to the company's failure to meet minimum federal requirements. They say motor carriers have up to 60 days to replace the latest revoked ELDs. Those are Premier Logs, DSGE, that's Delta Sierra Golf Echo Logs, State E-Logs, and State E-Logs 2. Those are placed on the revoked list, and carriers have until March 15th to register with a new provider and provide that information to your insurance company and so forth, so on. In the meantime, they said those carriers are to use and adhere to DOT hours of service rules by using paper logs. This is going to be fun because, boy, I bet you half these folks out here, they don't even know how to use a paper log. As part of the truck crash report issued in 2024, the NTSB, that's National Transportation Safety Board, warned the FMCSA to tighten ELD requirements to prevent trucking companies and their drivers from creating fake driver hour of service logs. And that's when they really started coming and started cracking down on this stuff, putting their radar. It's another one of those things, the FMCSA, you got to kind of pound it down their throat and just throw it right in front of them until they finally do something. And FMCSA finally, FMCSA announced in December that it has also strengthened its vetting process of ELD providers to eliminate non-compliant equipment. So good news, man. I mean, it's good news all the way around because, I was talking to Rob Carpenter about this. And for anyone that doesn't know Rob, go out there, follow him on LinkedIn. Dude is absolutely amazing when it comes to anything having to do with safety and compliance. But I was asking Rob, man, talking to him, I was like, man, I'm so shocked that there's so many of these ELD things out there. You know what I mean? It's like, I can't believe it's so easy to do these and be able to get them registered. And Rob was like, man, he's like, it's exactly it. It's easy to do it. It's easy to get them registered. And he's like, the deal with a lot of these is a lot of them, they don't keep records like they're supposed to, or it's stuff like what this story mentioned at the bottom is where these carriers will have, like, say, Motive or whoever, but then they'll get this little fly-by-night ELD carrier that, isn't well known or whatever, and they'll create false driver logs and all that, so they'll be able to drive, off duty and so forth, or past their hours and all that stuff like that. So, it's funny that, or I say funny, I guess funny and ironic that here the ELDs, are supposed to, be safer, prevent less crashes, or prevent more crashes, let's just say, and all these other things, and keep drivers from driving when they're not supposed to, so forth, so on. But yet here we are, and they've all found a way to keep doing those exact same things. But it's just
that's crazy. Well, we were just talking about this on the Junkies, and Jimmy actually brought this up. He's like, we got all these carriers that aren't, properly registered, non-domiciled, whatever. He's like, who's to say that they're not having, these bad ELDs, and there are multiple, or like, shit, dude, if you can hack someone's system, who's to say you can't just hack into an ELD like that? Like, if it shows, if you get pulled over and DOT officer sees that, they're not going to question that. But I'm glad the FMCSA is cracking down on it. So there's a lot of shit that gets swept under the rug. And I'm surprised this is just now being brought up, but goes to show that, I don't know, it's a good feeling to know that they're actually doing stuff now. The FMCSA, like cracking down on it, actually, enforcing stuff rather than just saying it and
Yeah,
leaving it in the dark.
me too, man. I'm so glad that they are, man. And it's about time, bro. It really is. I really didn't pay much of this stuff when I was attention to this stuff when I was a driver. I was a company driver, and I still should have, but I really didn't. But now that I do, and I've heard all these stories, it's like, man, it's like this industry really is the wild, wild west. Has been for a really long
I've said it
time,
since day one, but I didn't even know how wild it really was.
For all the freaking regulations and regulatory commissions and stuff in this industry, bro, people, it don't matter. You know what I mean? It don't matter at all. So, but yeah, I'm glad things finally get done. This EOD stuff. I think this stuff was just obviously a bigger headache and waste of everyone's time than it was worth, dude. It really was. This is stupid. So, but we all know they're here to stay. They're not going away. So, just is what it is.
Buy old trucks.
Yeah,
and then you don't
buy old trucks. That's that's right, man. Buy old trucks. Buy a new truck and just make it a glider. You know what I mean? There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
man. We got options.
You got anything to add?
Nah, man. I'm excited to see what that brings. Another thing to keep up with.
Yeah, me too. You ready for bring this young man up?
Let's do it.
All right, Jake Peterson, everybody.
I woke up this morning thinking, thank you, Lord, for giving me everything.
Good Ed. What up?
What's crack-a-lackin', Lane?
Man, not much. That is exactly how I look when I putt the ball.
Dude. Yeah. Like, well, you told me you were a golfer, and I literally text Hunter. I was like, bro, he says he loves golf. I'm so putting a mini golf video, and you're just the tallest guy. Dude, I have probably, the funny thing is there's probably like 5,000 golf videos that we could choose from to make your video out of. But when I did the mini golf, there was like 4, and I was like, oh yeah, we definitely got to do this. Like,
Nailed it. That was good.
But awesome, love the song too, man.
Thanks,
dude, first contemporary Christian song ever I think we've had is a guest intro, man, and pretty freaking catchy, by the way. I even told Hunter that. I texted Hunter, I was like, dude, this is the first Christian song we've ever had as an intro video on the show, and I was like, I'm sitting there listening. I was like, pretty dang catchy, man.
It's a vibe, it does catch the grip, it gets the head bobbing going. So glad to be the first. I'll take that.
Yeah.
On the lounge.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, there you go. So how you doing, man? How was the holidays? How's 2026 going for you so far before we get into stuff?
Holidays were great. As I'm getting older and having kids, especially a 10-month-old and a 4-year-old boy, holidays are becoming a little more stressful. Hopefully it gets a little better as they get older. I don't know. We'll find out. No, okay. But it was good. A lot of family. I love seeing family. It's the one time of the year we act like we love each other, and then we move on. And swinging hard here in 2026, though. Changing up the company views, company agency programs, and just trying to hit the ground running. Kind of like Hunter on the health kick. I don't know if you guys have heard of 75 Hard. Currently doing that right now. Day 14. It's especially when you travel, because I don't know if it's just me, but when you're in the airport, I'm just like, I want to eat the nastiest things known to man. Like, give me a fried chicken with large fries at 7 a.m. Just
there's no rules in the airport.
Dude, that's so true. There's not, bro. It's like you would go there at 6 a.m., bro, and see people eating burgers and drinking whiskey just like you will at 6 p.m., dude. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, nothing is better than a 5 a.m. beer,
Yeah.
So I'm not supposed to do it, but
just people stumbling at 6:30 a.m. Like,
we're on international time, okay?
the Vegas and airports only have one difference, and that's that airports actually have windows. Other than that, all time stops when you walk into an airport, it seems, bro. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, what day is it? You know what I mean? So it's a weird place, dude. But Yeah, it is hard getting it in while you travel, dude. I'll say, literally was just talking to Hunter about this, like last night that Hunter got him the black card. So because we travel, sometimes we stay in hotels, sometimes we stay in Airbnbs. And he's like, dude, that way, so we travel, man. He's like, I always have, someplace to be able to go to the gym. And I'm like, yeah, I was like, bro, I feel you, dude. It's like, because I do that, man. When I stay at a hotel, I always get to work out. But at an Airbnb, you know what I mean? So, it's, you never get, most of them don't have gyms.
It's the best way to go, especially when you travel, because now you don't have an excuse not to do something if you have the black card. You know what I mean? Because
exactly,
literally there's a Planet Fitness in every state. Like, I'm not sure I've been to a place that doesn't have it. So good for you, bro. Good for you.
Yeah. I think Planet Fitness is added to the list, getting added to the list of the 3 things you need to be considered a town or a city. It used to be just a McDonald's and a Walmart, but now I think Planet Fitness is right there. You know what I mean? Like, you can't consider yourself a city until you got one of those. That's the way it feels. We got like 3 or 4 of them now, man. It's ridiculous. I'm like, dude, there's not that many damn people here trying to be in the gym. I promise you.
Yeah, I'm out here in Nashville right now trying to, do some moves here, and Planet Fitness was kind enough. I guess if you download the app, you get a free day, because back at home we have gyms called Genesis Fitness. I don't know if that's known anywhere else, but so they were like, here you go, take it up. I was like, thanks, man. So they hooked it up.
Yeah. Well, I know I was gonna say before we get into it, the kids thing, dude. Tell you one dad to another dad, an older dad, and I bet your dad tell you the same thing. Man, enjoy the hell out of it. Believe me, I used to hate spending all that money. Jake, I tell my wife, babe, you got this amount to spend, and she'd spend 5 times that. She just didn't fucking care. I swear, like it grew on trees or something. And but I will say now, all my kids are older, dude, and we don't get woke up at 5 a.m. no more, man. Like our kids, dude, open their gifts like just whenever. You know what I'm saying? So I will say it. Enjoy it, bro, because as a parent, you don't think you're going to miss those little things like that. And I had a friend of mine, I want to say a friend, a lady I knew, she used to tell time with her family for like days. And like her thing was like, you only have like 18 Christmases on average with your child in your home. You only have 18 summers. You only have these amount of things that you get to do. And it sounds like a long time, but when you put it into a small number, it's like, man, I only got so many chances to like really experience these things. So,
wow. Yeah. So that's funny you say that, because the wife and I were just talking about that. I was like, when people say to enjoy it, her and I are looking at each other. I'm like, what are you enjoying? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? The tantrums at 2 a.m, the wake ups at 3 a.m, not going to sleep at all. Like, all right, I'll enjoy it. I guess I'll enjoy it,
because
you don't miss that, right? You don't miss that part,
dude. Honestly, I miss all of it. I mean, I didn't get a lot of that because I was a driver and I was gone a lot on the road. But I mean, I do miss, because I'll tell you, man. Here's what it is: as your kids will always need you, bro. I mean, my sons still call mom and dad for stuff. You know what I mean? But they're, and some of it's even when they're crying. But like those little tantrums and everything, dude. Just think. You and your wife are the 2 people in the entire world that can make that problem go away, bro. And one day, those tantrums aren't going to be like that. They're going to be real big problems that you've got to help your kid through. So, man, take relish in the fact that right now you've only got to soothe them because they think the boogeyman's underneath their bed, still in socks or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and even all the trips to the ER, because I got 3 boys, bro. Even all of that stuff, like. I miss my kids being outside beating the crap out of each other, man. You know what I mean? And jumping bikes off ramps and all the kids in front of my house playing basketball, man. So yeah, dude, you miss it, cool, man. I promise you do.
All right, fair enough. Good points.
All right, enough fatherly advice. All right, all right. Dr. Pedro is leaving the building. We're going to get into it here with you, Jake. We don't have a lot of brokers come on the show as guests and talk about stuff. As brokers, man, we're real secretive. We can't be letting them carriers know how we be messing them over, Jake. You know what I'm saying?
Nope.
So it's good. It's good to have you on the show, man. We're going to take a step and talk about some things from the broker side. Specifically someone that his kind of climbed the ladder, if you will, man. You started from the bottom in the broker thing as a sub agent, kind of, and you worked your way up now to an agency owner. So, but we want to hear all about your stride in logistics, or your ride in logistics, and where you're at now. We're going to dig into a lot of things with the broker stuff. So, why don't you go ahead and tell us, who is Jake Peterson, and how did you get to be the owner of Max Freight Lines?
Right on. Well, Jake Peterson, as I mentioned, I am a husband and a father of 2 boys, trying to keep it at 2. I have been in logistics. Logistics is big. It's breakdowns, it's towing, it's freight brokerage, it's drivers. It can go on. So sorry to show some people's ages here, but in 2010, I graduated high school and I started at a third-party company that did towing. So we would work with major insurance companies, talking about towing people's cars. We would do mainly medium and heavy duty stuff. So like we would tow semi trucks. So that got me involved there with that. Then I was like, I should probably go to college to get a degree or something, because that's what everybody tells you should do. And I was about to go, and then the company owner took me out to lunch and was like, hey, I know you want to go back to school, but here's some extra money. Can you stay and continue to work here? And I was at, 19, 20 years old, of course, that was money back then. So I stayed, did a lot of the towing for a bunch of insurance companies, stayed there for a while. And then I moved into the breakdown business. So the breakdown business was probably, what was that? 2017 era. I got into there. So we worked at a mechanical, it's called Interstate, bought by Cox Automotive now, but Cox is buying everybody, but that's besides the point. But so that was a wild experience. That was like my first eye in logistics or transportation, of it being like trucks and trailers break down. What it felt like, the phone's ringing all the time, every 30 seconds. And I'm talking, we're working with like people like Werner, Prime, Walmart, people who have a pretty good sized fleet. And they're just calling. Airlines broke. Airbag needs to be replaced. Steer tires blown. I got to tell you, because we didn't do those on the side of the road. Trailer door fell off, and we're just like, because for me, not knowing too much about it, I'm like, how did this happen? Like, how do you let something like that happen? So it was a really good eye opener for me, and then it showed me how much money was in it. The amount breakdown companies charge to fix trucking companies' units, I relate. I feel. So like when I'm brokering freight and they say, hey, I got a breakdown, like I feel for that. I don't want to get hard on them, because it's like, dang, that's probably $400 or $500 just to get them out there, check on it, see what's going on. So I did that for a long time. And then I decided, funny story, I decided to do it myself. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a go-getter. And I wanted to do a third-party third-party breakdown company myself. Had the connections, had the contacts, and everything was going well. And then COVID hit. Wearing khakis, and COVID hit. So that pretty much shut everything down for me. I was like, all right, well, I can't do this anymore. And then honestly, what got me into brokering freight is I had a buddy that had a work from home job. I was looking for a work from home. And before that, I did what I had to do to support the family. And I walked across the street. I don't know if you guys have Hawaiian Bros anywhere, but it's a fast food restaurant, Hawaiian Bros, that I helped start, and I had to get some money. And then that goes to my buddy saying, hey, I got to work from home brokering freight. Didn't know what that was. I asked him, I was like, hey, do you want me to break down? You need someone to help with the breakdowns? And he's like, no, broker freight. And I was like, all right, well. So then that's what kicked it off, about 2020. And I loved it. I mean, I got in lucky. I guess some people would say, you know, I got into where money was just flowing. You know, $5 a mile, $6 a mile. Now I feel like I'm truly seeing what maybe the industry used to be. I think it's not as good as that, but so that went well. That went really well. But what I don't understand is if it was just at the company that I was with, or if all W-2 companies do, I got to see the raw numbers. Like I got to see the gross profit. I got to see the revenue for my clients. And I'm just like, wow, I'm getting a small percentage of this. Like, you know, I'm getting a high salary, 65K, but you know, I'm also bringing in 40, 60K a month on commission from these customers. Now, granted, some of these customers were transferred over and given because of the W-2 status, but I was just like, man, I'm seeing these raw numbers. I got it. So that's kind of what piqued my interest of getting into bouncing around a couple agents. So I went to some agent here locally in Kansas City. And then ever since I joined there, I was talking to Jason. Jason reached out to me LinkedIn. We were talking probably for almost about a year and a half before I jumped over. I think he was only a year old when I jumped over finally and pulled the trigger. You know, made the calls to some customers, and that's really what started it all for me. Like I went and Jason, it was great. It was the best thing I've ever had. I wish people that go from the W-2 to an agent style could have the same experience. I know a lot of people don't. And that's kind of why I want to preach on here the most is like when you come and start with a small company like Max Freight Lines, that's what you get. You know, you get to talk with the owner. You get to ask for things you need. You know, you don't have any requirements, should I say, to live your normal life, to live a normal life. So, and it's great. The story continues on from there. I worked with him for 2023. So it would have been 3 years this summer that I was with him. And it was good. We changed a lot of processes, got a new TMS. We got more SOPs built. We did a lot of things together. And in 2024, the start of 2024, I'll put this in there because I posted about it as well. I did a lot of fasting and praying during 2024 just because I didn't know if logistic was my long run. And so as I did that at the end of 2024, pretty much like during December, Jason calls me out of the blue. Says, hey, man. I said, what's up? He's like, hey, I appreciate all you've done for me and helped me. And he gifted me equity of the business of Max Freight Lines. So I was just kind of like, whoa, like, all right, well, I will take this and use this as like, this is the light, this is the path that I'm meant to go on. And so I took it and I'm running with it. And August 2025, he comes to me again. Hey man, do you want to buy the business? So then that kind of like solidified it for me. It's like, all right, that I'm head deep, right, ready to go. And obviously I took the offer and purchased it 10/1 of 2025. And now we're just November, December, three and a half months in of being now the owner of Max Freight Lines, LLC. Literally one of those started from the bottom. You know, I hate to pull that string, but now I'm at the top, you know, now we're at the top. So.
Cue Drake. You know what I mean? Yeah. Cue Drake song.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of the meat and potatoes there. And now, I mean, with the small army we got of 6 agents, it's just incredible. It's just incredible to see these agents go to work. And I love every bit of it. I love everything. I'm an operations business guru. So like, this is the side that I love. I love running numbers. I love automating things. I love just making things a little more easier for people. And that's actually what I did for Max Freight Line. January 1, I posted about it. I switched the company. Basically, the company was kind of pushed as like a brokerage. We're a typical brokerage. Hey, if you're a shipper, somebody come reach out. Now with the new website and everything, we're now more of a agency home for agents looking to come over. We focus on our agents. Sure, we broker freight, but the company is built to make agents successful. And so that's the new push we're pushing start of 2026 in hopes to continue to grow.
Well, appreciate you giving us the 411, man. That was some good information there, dude, and a lot to talk about. I guess for sake of the show, time's sake, and all that good stuff, we'll keep with the brokerage thing. But I guess we want to kind of go on a path of contrast and compare and contrast, whatever way you want to say it. On your journey in as an agent and then as a brokerage owner. First let's talk about the agents, man. Being an agent, just being a broker in this period. I mean, people say agent, broker. I'm an agent. I call myself a fucking broker. I don't care what anyone says. I mean, the only thing between me and that of title is a freaking license and a bond. So I don't know, but I get everyone's touchy on that. So let's talk about period. You being an agent, man, you've been in this, you said, since, pretty much right before COVID, you've been working through it. What are some big differences, man? Some changes that you've seen and that you've had to make, just overall as a broker, man, coming to this in pre-COVID and then into COVID, and then where we are now, 6 years later, pretty much at this point after all that started. What are some huge drastic changes and stuff that you've seen and had to make yourself across the spectrum, man? As far as how you service your customers, how you sell, how you deal with carriers, tell everyone the good and the bad and the ugly.
Shoot, where to start? I mean, it's changed a lot. I mean, I can go back to from what I was talking about. We could quote the customers whatever we wanted, and they'd say just move it. Now you're battling. Now you're going to war every time you seem to get a quote. For some people, thankfully, some of us have clients that are like, "Hey, here's a load. Move it." And I think that's the cool part of being an agent versus a W-2 rep. Because usually, from my experience as a W-2 rep, the customers I was working with, there was probably a dozen other brokers on those emails. There's no question. They could say how loyal they are, but at the end of the day, we understand how that game works. Versus the agent role, it's like you have that tight relationship with that customer, and like they're just sending you the stuff. And like, let's quote aggressive here, but we also know they also know we're going to make a couple hundred bucks here and there. I like others out there, I like to make 40-45% margins, but
all day, bro. That's
all day,
low, man. I'm 60% rippers every day, Jake. Come on, bro.
Damn. You hiring? You guys?
I know. Hey, look, I'm trying to get another G-Wagon, bro. All right, trying to give me another G-Wagon.
You can get a lot of Zins with that. That's good. But yeah, so I think too.
Boom, he's gone.
Wow.
It's all right. He'll be back. Yeah, I got a feeling. He's on an Apple product.
So I am not on an Apple product.
Liar. The way he so had to think in my face, like, shit, am I?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, I'm joking, bro. It's all good. Keep going, man.
So back to the quoting's a whole new game. Thankfully, it's hard to speak from others people's point of view except for mine. So I'm just going to speak from mine that, I have regular shipments that I just copy and paste every week, send them out, which is very helpful because in this market, I agree when people post about you got to have relationships with those carriers. You really do, because there's some times where I got to go to the carriers and be like, hey, this market's a little loose. Like, I want to give you this freight. Can we lower so I can lower the customer and be happy? And then now that it's flipped, like, hey, customer, we gotta raise the rates here. I know I've been running the same rate for a year and a half, but things have changed a lot in a year and a half. And I really do think the enforcements of the ELD, I'm not an expert, but I do think we're feeling that. We're not just having any kind of drivers out there, so that we're used to taking cheaper freight of loads that we were taking in beforehand, right? So I mean, now we're working with some carriers who know their operations of cost, who know what they're worth, or they're not going to take it. They'll move down the road because they know somebody will pay, and I kind of like it. I like to, because then you get the good guys, if I'm being honest. When I'm working with compliance, some of the carriers out there, I'm kind of like, how are you still running? Who's still giving you freight? Like, I post about it all the time on Carrier 411. Like, how are you still here? Like, who are you still running with? But, so that's a big difference. That's changed a lot. I don't know about you 6 years ago, but I didn't check compliance. I mean, carrier called in with an MC. Sweet. Here you go. Here's your load. Take it. I just made, 80% on that load. So you can have this. And so I think that's in my eyes, from what I'm seeing right now, the difference. Just with the things that are happening in today's world is a big shift. I do agree with a lot of people. I think it's going to change. It's crazy to see a lot of broker companies that are starting to go down, file for bankruptcy. But I mean this politely, but I feel like those leaderships, they deserve it. Not the workers, not the workers. But those leadership,
feel sorry for the employees, but
the leadership knew. I mean, like, we could talk about the companies, like Convoy when they close, Yellow when they close. All those upper guys got fat
right there.
Yeah, they got all the checks at the end. Everybody else is let go. It's like, you were leading this company, and now they're filing bankruptcy. So whose fault is it? Is it the market's fault, really? I don't want to go down that too dark, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, I don't. I agree with you, man. But no, it's not the market's fault, bro. Like, I agree with you. It's a leadership's fault. Me, my boss and I talk about stuff like this all the time, man. But it's dude, even these carriers, that's what you get for overextending yourself. That's what you get for being so damn stupid, for thinking that the gravy train's just going to keep on coming at 5 p.m. every single day, dropping off $100,000 checks, and it ain't never going to change. You did that stuff to yourself, partner. And the ones that's been in business, Yellow, this was like, Yellow is a different one. Those folks had problems going back, I think, to like the 80s. Like, that was a 40-year problem in the making. But with some of these other ones, man, they did it to themselves, dude. 1,000%. Like, you've been in this long enough to know, like, how this cycle is, or how this industry is. It's cyclical, man. There's ups, there's downs, and you better have a rainy day fund. And they just didn't. The latest one, R&R. You know what I mean? I mean, that company was at one point valuated at close to like $1 billion or something like that, maybe over. And now here they are. So yeah, I feel sorry for the people, but that's what you get from bad leadership, man. And we all know most of these things. It's people up there that do, even at CEOs, they haven't been in logistics their whole life. They were, somewhere else five months ago in a completely different industry, and came in this and tried, implementing the same strategies, and it just don't work, man. I hate to, I will say this is not a one size fits all industry. This is a customizable, always changing industry every single day.
I mean, I'm not an economics guy, but if you look at history, everything goes. I mean, it's like like if you really thought, yeah, like you were saying earlier, if you're going to think you're going to cash 100K checks all the time, like you deserve to go bankrupt, in my opinion. And then you're evaluated at $1 billion and you're gone. What? Like what? I don't understand. I don't understand. I honestly too, I never understood when I was at a W-2. I never understood what my bosses did.
See,
Besides,
me and you are going to get into
sending
that. Me and you, we're going to get on that argument.
Yeah, come on, let's start it, because they would just send me emails. Hey, we need more freight. Hey, did you quote this right? I'm like, what are we doing here?
I don't know.
Like,
I can't. I'll just say I can't talk from that. I'm a W-2, but I think I found the honey hole in the W-2s. I'm serious. I mean, I wouldn't be where I'm at now for almost 5 years. Even though I'm W-2, I'm pretty much an solo agent, I guess, in a sense. Like, my boss gives me complete autonomy. He's like, dude, I don't care. Do what you do, how you do it, when you do it. I don't give a damn. Just make sure you're bringing freight in this door. He doesn't tell me how to quote, when to quote, who to chase, where to go, how to do it, when to do it. None of that stuff. He says, I hire you to do. My boss is like me. He hired me to do a job, and he's like, I just want you to do that job. I don't give a shit how you do it. Just do it legal and within the confines of the structure that we have. But just do your job and I'll leave you alone. I go weeks, months, sometimes I'll talk to my boss, dude. Like, I don't know. I got lucky. In that sense. He doesn't give me any crap. He gives me every single thing that I need to do my job. You were talking about numbers. We have a meeting once a month. Our boss puts everything out there for the whole company. Like, every month he does a whole presentation. This is where we were. This is where we are. This is where we're going. Cause he's like, dude, his belief is you need to be vested into this company. If I'm being transparent with you and showing you where we're at, where we're going, you'll want to do better for us and make us reach these goals and stuff. So I don't know. I do hear a lot of bad stories, but I guess I'm a lucky one. I am so fortunate. Do I know that there have been times I could have made more money than what I'm making? Yeah, 1,000%, man. But there's also been months where if it wasn't for my boss and my W-2 and my salary, dude, like, bills wouldn't have got paid. And that's the hard part about this industry, sometimes being an agent and, but also me, I will say this too. And I was an agent. This is the only W-2 agent job I ever had. I was at 2 other agencies as a 1099, I was 1099 employee there and did commission. And, I felt I had it harder there, man. They, and I'm not saying this about you, but they controlled a lot more of me. All they wanted me to do was to broker freight. That's it. Here, my boss is like, dude, they need warehouse service. Find them a fucking warehouse. If they're going to pay you for it, you do that job. If they need this, they need that. Like, his whole thing is like, dude, be of service to them. Like, whatever they need, help them out, because that's what a 3PL does. So I don't know. That's my little take on it, but I think I'm a rarity, I think, in that sense, to be honest with you, Jake.
Yeah, I would say you definitely are, in my opinion. And I think you're right. I don't want to, obviously I'm not speaking on all W-2s.
Trash them, bro. I don't care. I'm just defending myself. That's all. I'm just saying, don't punch me in the stomach, Jake. That's it.
That's fine. Fine. Okay, fine. They all suck. No, I'm just kidding. But I think you're right. It does work for some people for when it comes to the seasons of life they're in. I mean, that's definitely a huge factor to play in. But I mean, here at Max Freight Lines, that's what we do for our agents. We want them to come here and do what they want. Like, you guys want to book freight? You guys want to go find a warehouse? You guys want to go visit a customer? You want to go to some shows? Like, see ya. Like, all right. I mean, I posted about this last week, and I probably will get in trouble, but I just don't have any requirements for the agents. I mean, the overhead to run agents is little to none, and it does not cost a lot to run an agent. And we have access to everything. I mean, if you guys aren't producing, we'll sit down and we'll talk. I want people to be successful. I want people to come and sling freight, go to Costa Rica a couple times, go on cruises, sling some freight from cruises, do some podcasts from cruises. We want to, we want them to travel. We want them to do whatever they want. They want to book 2 loads. and that makes more than some people's weekly pay, nice. Good for you. And I think that's a lot of the freedom you have in some agencies because, or more established agencies is because their overhead's high. They got all these platforms. I'll pin that. Speaking of platforms and tech, there is so much out there.
Oh my God.
There's so much out there. And I'm like, I was Googling something today. So there's this new thing about Triumph has like you can use it as a quoting tool. But I'm like, so you can quote off that, but you can't post a load and book off that. So then now I got to hop over to that, post a load. And then I got, I'm just like, man, there's so many things out there. Because, as the owner now, I get a lot of DMs like, hey, you want to demo this? I'm like, man,
no,
not really.
Absolutely not.
No, not really. Talk to my brother with an SEN. He'll hook you up.
Bro, please send them to me. Please send them to me. I'm telling you, bro, they will start sending you hate mail. I get them all the time. I don't even know why I get them. I get them all the time, and I'm always like, you need to talk to my boss, and I give him my boss's email, and I tell him I do it. I was like, oh, you get all these spam requests? Because I send everybody to you just to mess with you.
No, that's good. And I truly, as when we talk about more on the brokerage and the way the current state is, there are some times when I'm posting loads and trying to book some loads. I'll get some quotes, and it's just like, wow. That's extremely higher. Like, I mean, some of them are quoting like $2,000 over what I would like to book it for. And I'm just like, oh, am I that off, or like, are these people? I get some of them are trying, but I try to keep it to the regulars. I'm like, hey, work with me now. I think that's what we need to do more of. Is just, if you have regular stuff, like, don't just run it for the same time. Like, change it up. Like, hey, market's light, let's change it here. Market's heavy, and if you're consistent with that, I mean, I see it with my agents now. They're pretty successful at doing that.
I think the market's real crazy. I dealt with it today, dude. I mean, I've been dealing with it since December. I think all of us really have. But I quoted a load the other day. The lane rate to the driver was 11.56. And funny enough, I'm one of those drivers when I put a load out there, I always fucking put it in odd numbers like that. It'd be like 12, 15, and 20 cents. I don't know why I love doing that shit. But anyway, it was like 11.56 to the driver, and I quoted it, I think, at like 13.20, and that's what the broker, or that's what the shipper gave it to me for. It's like, oh, freaking hey, cool, man. I'll make a little 180, or after my split, I'll make my little P. Let's just get that out there. And I'm not throwing shade at you, but when people talk about all these commission or these percentages that brokers make, I don't give a fuck if you're making 50%. The driver ain't getting that 50, or the broker agent ain't getting that 50%. Even Jake ain't getting that 50%, because everyone's taking their little bit. The tax man, the broker, the agency owner, the TMS, everyone's taking their little freaking penny out of that. So, anyway, I posted this thing 11.56. I got it for 13.20, and had a truck on it. The guy broke down. Funny enough, you're talking about that earlier. I was like, I felt so bad for this dude, man. I was like, oh, that sucks. He was telling me, he's like, I just spent 10 grand fixing my truck in November. I was like, man, I feel so bad for you, bro. I'm so sorry, dude. But I go to put it back on the board, and the rate went from 11.56 to the driver the day that I booked it to today. It was at 14.04. I only had 13.20 in it. I'm like, fudge, man, fudge. So I had to go back to my shipper, man. I know I get crap about that all the time. If you say something, say something. Dude, a quote is a quote for a reason. It's a quote. I gave you a quote. We didn't sign nothing with none of this other stuff. And even if I did, I'm asking you for more money. I'm not losing no money. So I had to go back and have that conversation, man. And funny enough, the shipper, he's like, yeah, man. He's like, cool. I'll give you $1,500. He's like, if you book it for $1,400, you'll make $100 stuff. I'm like, all right, cool. What do you think I ended up booking it at, Jake?
$1,200.
$1,550.
Oh,
Still,
no.
Yeah. fucking stupid, bro. It's stupid.
I
It's
thought
like,
you
dude,
got
you kidding me?
cheaper.
It's like, you kidding me? Like, it's just ridiculous. Like, what do we even have this stuff for? If nobody, I mean, I get it. The lane rate was low, but this was $3.05 a mile, and I'm like, man, what is the deal here? Like, where is the happiness here? Like, I don't know. It's nuts. So yeah, I feel you on that.
When were you driving?
I drove from 08 to 2018. So I've seen
So yeah, how does
I've
that,
seen a lot of it.
does
I've seen
that play out?
I've done logbooks all the way to ELD. I've done, and I drove mostly reefer, and then I did multi-temp. I've done OTR, I've done regional, I've done food delivery. I've done almost everything except dray and heavy haul.
Okay. So were you company paid? So were you paid a cent percentage per mile, or
I only worked for mega carriers, man, my whole career. I was almost an owner operator like 2 or 3 times. Like, dude, got all the way there to looking for a truck, and I just couldn't pull the trigger, dude. I could not take that amount of risk. I don't know why I just couldn't, but yeah, dude, I was paid a cent per mile. I started out at 32 cents per mile in 2008 and that were 34, something like that. And then I ended, I think it was at like 57 cents per mile. But when y'all worked with McLean, it was different. You got paid per mile, by stop, by weight, by case count. So it was all different. But I only worked for mega carriers, bro. I ain't gonna lie, I made killer money. Again, I worked for mega carriers, but even still, I was always in the top 5% of every company that I worked for safety, miles per gallon, and revenue. I killed it, bro. I was a beast of a driver.
Come on. Now let's talk about that for a second. Like, there's no way they're still paying drivers that same percentage, right?
I have no idea what it is. I think now, anyone out there who's watching drivers, let me know. I don't keep up with it so much. Yeah. I think I see stuff like 70, 80 cents a mile for a solo, and now is like what the average is, 75 cents, something like that. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's pretty up there now. It's pretty up there. I know I've seen company drivers, man, making, bringing home $2,000 a week. I got friends that work in McLean right now that they're well into the $100,000 range, and they're home every night, 150, 160K. Like, they're making bank up there.
Good for them. Good for them. I do think it's good for them, as they're the ones moving the freight. And that's why I do a lot of flatbed loads. And so I always talk to, when I talk to the drivers or carriers trying to book the loads, they're talking about, they're wanting so much extra for tarping, so much for this. I was like, oh, it's not that bad. It's not going to take you that long. And then I put in quotes, says the guy behind a computer, right?
Oh yeah. I've said
I'm not doing it. So,
I've said this many times on the show. Carriers hate dealing with me, bro. They fucking hate it. I mean, they hate it and they love it. They love it. Yeah, they love it because I get it. They hate it because I don't buy into their bullshit and I don't take whininess and crying. Oh, I can't do this, dude. Shut up. Put your big boy pants on and get to work, bro. Okay, I don't want to hear none of your mess right now. But anyway, Troy trailed off. Let's get back to talking about you, man. So, what are some, aside from this rate thing, man, the market stuff, like, I think that's just been a really big issue for everyone across the board, right? The brokers and the carriers for quite some time. I understand the industry is cyclical, but the only cycle we've been in has been the damn down cycle, it feels like. And it's been a real struggle, man. It's been cutthroat, dude. So, what are some of the different, pivots that you feel you've had to make as an agency owner, thinking about your business as a whole and the people that you employ, man, when it comes to looking for business, how you do things, the adjustments you make versus when you're just like, man, I got to worry about Jake Peterson, my wife, and the kiddos. You know what I mean?
So two answers to that, because as an agent, I did have to worry a lot about that because I was a 1099 and I needed the freight and I wanted, I needed to get that good monthly income. Thankfully the Lord provided every time. For the past 3 years, I had miraculous months, not sure how, and a lot of that has changed from that point of view. Changed to the owner is I'm currently not looking to add any customers. And if I do get referrals, or if I do, I'm looking to pass it to an agent. And that has helped me understand like what the agents are looking for as well. Like I always send them some, hey, this is what the rates are. That's the thing about an agent. If they want help, they'll ask. If they don't, I'm like you. They haven't, I haven't, some of them I don't talk for weeks and months, but the change that I've had to make is just being more open. I'm like you, man. Like, hey, like I quoted you this, but like the market literally flipped in a matter of seconds. And sometimes we need some more money and sometimes I'll eat it. Depends on who the customer is, if I'm being honest. I mean, if it's a good customer, I'll eat it sometimes, so, but they, I wouldn't say it's too, other than that, man, I wouldn't say too much of a change because I think that's the beauty of being an agent, right? Like you don't have the pressure. You have pressure because you're a 1099, but you don't have the pressure to meet a quarterly number, a monthly number, a monthly phone call number. So you're just kind of, I mean, literally as an agent, you could book 3 loads and not have to work again the rest of the week if you don't want, depending your clientele, your size, and all this stuff. So it doesn't really change too much. But for me as a personal to protect and provide for my family, it's helped coming the owner because now I get a split of, agent pay and I get a split of, now I get 100% of my book of business, which it's crazy. And it's crazy that like I went from 70. So I kind of got myself a little 30% bonus, but like you said, man, my tax guy gets it, all the programs that I have to buy, get it, nothing too cure. That's why I get a credit card with my 900 credit score, get those Amex points. Like to travel for free, but that's the other big thing is like trying to be a business owner and trying to figure out the tax game. If we want to switch from the market is figuring out the tax game, just because, this world is made to like, if the more debt you're in, the less taxes you have to pay for some reason. Not sure how that worked out, but here we are with that. So it's been a good change. I still stress about it because I'm just OCD about money and I just like to see money flowing in. And sometimes agents, they go a couple days without loads. And then next thing you know, I'm submitting 50 loads. I'm like, oh, whoa, okay, good day. So
Jake, if you don't mind me asking, man, again, where I'm at, I have access to pretty much everything. There's a few things I don't, but I told my boss, man, I don't use that crap. You pay people to do that shit. I don't need access to that stuff. Yeah. But a lot of, or say some of the agents I work for, man, both of them extremely limited my access to stuff. Like the very first place that I worked at, dude, I didn't have any access to rate anything. I had to ask for rates and I had to ask people to post loads, do everything. It was ridiculous. Like, so I say that to say, like, how are you as far as an agency owner, man? Do you give your people, access to stuff to allow them to be autonomous? Because, I'm of a person that thinks when you give someone all the tools that they need, and set them up for success, they're going to do those right things. When they keep having to go to other people to do things that they could be doing themselves, you're just putting little roadblocks in your road to success.
Yeah, no, I don't. They all have their own DAT account. They all have their own truck stop account. They all have their My Carrier Packet account. They all have their Carrier 401 account. They all have their TMS account. There's a few blockage that we do is in our TMS, we limit their access because, we don't.
Oh yeah, of course.
We don't want agents fighting over agents, customers. So we limit that from them seeing that. But other than that, they have access to everything. We have a little compliance protocol, with My Carrier Packet, you can set some rules. If it doesn't meet the rules, they just send me an email saying, hey, I need these guys override. Click, done. Obviously I got to take a look into it and all that stuff. We have proper protocols and what not for requirement. But no, man, I give them everything. And honestly, I ask them what they want. my biggest thing is that and that's why I switched the company. My agents are my customers. That's how I went from an agent booking freight for customers. Now being an agency owner, they're my customers. I want them to have whatever they want to be successful. We're currently testing out bread.ai.
Oh, I love it. I love it. We have it. Fucking buy it. Don't even test it out. Just buy it. I'm telling you right now, just fucking buy it. Literally.
I'm in the 7-day trial, and I mean, I've only heard good things from our
I
agents
love that fucking program.
Sick features, dude.
Love it. I would tell you, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I just have to say this because, again, my boss, dude, I'm lucky I have a boss that is all about finding stuff to make your job easier, make you more productive. Yep. Bread AI and Seamless. That's what you need. Bread does pull emails like Seamless does, but I just think Seamless has a little bit more of a powerful tool as far as being able to pull information and digging deeper. But I love Bread AI. Dude, cancel the 7-day free trial to sign up for it. I'm telling you that right now. I fucking love it. Every day they send me a list of 10 shippers. Dude, every day. I change it. I mean, I can go in there and research, but I change it every day. Every week I change it. Like this week I did appliances, erosion companies, pharmaceuticals, something else. You pick 5 every day, and you how much revenue you want, where are they located? Like you can filter all of that out every single day. And it's the first thing I do when I prospect. First things I touch is my bread list. Every single one of them are good. Matter of fact, the plant customer that I just got, Shane, you're watching, the customer you and I were talking about earlier, Shane, I got that from Bread AI, bro.
Let's go.
One email, done deal.
That's sick, dude.
Yeah.
We love it. I mean, the demo was quick and easily. I was like, this is sick. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. It's like I'm trying to invest in them because I don't want to hide this because investing in them makes the company more money, So I mean, why not put all my resources and efforts into making them happy? I mean, I'm accessible to them 24/7. I mean, I want nothing but the best for these guys because coming from an agent, being a 1099, pardon my French, but it's scary as hell. It's scary. It's like you said earlier, there's some months where you're like, dude, I don't know how I'm going to make it. I don't know what I'm going to do. So I want to ensure that they have everything proper in place to where they don't have to have those months. But unfortunately with the industry, during the holidays and winter times, it's just kind of slow. Some people it's not, they got those big enterprise guys, but there are some that it's just a slow couple months. But, February's kicking around, dude. March, we're back at it. We're slinging freight. So to finally answer your question, dude, they have no limits. They have it all. They have their own dashboard. I mean, go to work, that's all I have. I want them to be able to open their laptop. Boom, it's done.
Yeah, that's good, man. Some oversight is obviously needed for everything.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You don't just want to give folks and speaking as a car guy and only car folks know this, you don't want to give everyone the red key. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you got to give them the black key. You know what I mean? So, but that's good, bro. Because like I said, I feel a lot of people in this industry, a lot of the agency owners, you know what I mean? Because I've experienced and a lot of people experience it's limited, you know what I mean? And I just think like, man, if you're limiting your employee, you're limiting the things that they can do on their own. And let's be honest, bro. In this business, 3 minutes is a long freaking time, bro, to wait for something. You know what I mean? If I've got to wait 3 minutes for someone to give me a rate or 10 minutes for someone to build me a load when I could have just done this and had this booked. And customers are impatient. I literally have a customer. I'm going to start moving freight forward in March. She has a 5-minute window. She tells you, she's like, break me 5 minutes is what you have between the time I email you a quote until you need to get it back from me. And she said, she's like, I don't care if you email me at 6 minutes and your quote's $300 less than the other one I have, I'm not taking it. Because like her thing is she's like, I need to move freight and I need to move freight down. I need to make decisions now. I can't be waiting on you to decide what's going on. So, I mean, funny work around that thing. You're like, oh man, how can you do that? My boss here, we literally set up her email address, put a forwarder on my Gmail into our Slack. So any email that comes from their entire company, immediately goes to our quote team. Our quote team quotes it and sends a fucking email back within like 90 seconds. So, I said it's all about not hindrance them, man. Things got to move. You got to keep people going and let them have the freedom and autonomy that they can to a point.
Sure. Yeah. So to further on that, all of our agents are cradle to grave. We haven't had to establish a operations team or anything like that. And I don't know, Jason and I, we kind of went back and forth on it sometimes just because we always thought like, oh, we needed an operations team to maybe get like a big hitter or, somebody that's doing massive amount of freight. But I'm also like, I don't know, the cradle to grave seems to work. I mean, if you can't handle 50 to 100 loads a month, cradle to grave, then, I think we should probably look at some processes, some operations side of things. But are you guys cradle to grave or no?
Nope,
It sounds like you guys have
never, ever fucking do it again. Sorry, I disagree with you 1,000%. I think cradle to grave is an inefficient model. I did not think that way, though. I'm not throwing shade at you. Didn't think that way until I got here. But like I said, I'm different, bro. And my boss here doesn't do a lot of hiring. Like, we are small. Yeah. It is me, him, and one other person. He keeps a very tight-knit circle with how he does, who he deals with. But I did cradle to grave too, man. Honestly, I mean, it is what it is. It is the model for our industry. Over here, my boss kind of has a different perspective, man. And I never thought about this till I got over here. Everyone thinks that a broker's primary job is moving freight. You're fucking wrong. Your primary job is sales, bro, or girl, lady, whatever. That's your primary job. It ain't moving freight. It's sales. And you can't be selling and making calls when you're sitting here calling all your 15 loads every 2 hours or 3 hours. Hey, where you at, Bobby? Where you at, Susie? Or having to deal this or do that, or like Highway, the most inefficient, fucking worthless program on the face of the planet, in my opinion. Highway today had a guy, dude, had a guy, man. The guy, he just bought a couple new trucks, added everything to Highway. Sorry, boom, right there. Look, there's my team tagging me right there. See, this is what I like right here, dude. They're going over my board right now, and my lady, she says, Hey, Robert, looks like we may have missed this pickup today. Are we rolling tomorrow? Looks like we have a carrier. Boom. Yes. And then my whole team, they're about to do everything. They're going to take the call, do all the vetting, run them through Highway, Freight Validate, check everything about them. And they're just going to come back and tell me rate consent. Done. And I can do that from my phone. So anyway, I just say, like, to me over here with my boss, it's all about like efficiency. He wants you to be more customer facing because that's where the money comes from. The carriers haul our freight, but we have to have the freight from the customer to get that. So his thought process is like, hey, I want you to be out there on the phone, calling people, sending emails, or just bullshitting a customer. Like, my boss is a big thing. Like, dude, if you talk to your customers this week, call them, shoot the shit with them, ask how things are going. Yeah. So that's just me, man. I will say that I never noticed how great that was until I was here. But like, big part of the reason Hunter and I get to travel the way I do is because I have a team to handle everything. Hunter's been with me, dude. I'm like, Hunter, we got to stop, bro. Hold on. I need to send my team this thing. And boom, bam, done. Right. The load is built. The load is booked. The carrier doing everything. They track it. All I do is just get tags in our Slack messages. So I just like that because it allows me more time to deal with my customers and be out there doing that stuff. But it is what it is, man. Wow. It costs money. My boss does have to pay for that shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it is an overhead thing, but I don't know, again, but that's also why he says, hey, man, find different ways to serve your customer. You have that time, you don't have to worry about booking freight all the time. Like, find a way to serve them. Do they need drop trailers? I mean, my customer today, he just found like a couple hundred trailers for a customer with this big project. They needed a whole bunch of trailers throughout the year. And my boss said, okay, cool, I'll do it. He did. He found a guy that owns a trailer dealership and hooked his customer up with trailers. And they weren't going to give him the freight, but now he brought him trailers, and now they're giving him the freight.
Let's go. So. I want to digest that for a quick second. I don't know how much time we got, but
I'm good. Hunter can go whenever he wants. I think Hunter's still working though.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's his I'm still working grunt.
I think so. From what it sounds like, from what it looks like, unfortunately I haven't had a good experience with W2. Like, my experience with, hey, win a load, send it to the ops team, send it to the carrier reps, it went terrible for me. One, because when I would get loads and like they say they wouldn't be able to cover them or they took a while to cover them, I would post them and snap, cover, done. And I'm like, what are we doing here? But then also to your point, like, are you the one that tells your customer that the load missed today and it rolls, or are you?
Yeah,
are
I do everything.
like,
Dude,
hey?
no, my customer only talks to me. That's it.
Okay.
Now,
So it's 5:22 p.m. and you're now just finding out you missed a load today?
no, I knew I missed a load. They're just going over my board at the end of the
Sorry.
day, which is what they do. I already knew it. I've already talked to my customer about this. I've already
I was making sure.
Yeah, like it's already done.
You're
Everything's
fired.
already done. The truck she's talking about, the load is already booked. That's why she's saying it looks like we have a truck on it for tomorrow. Like this is all done. They're just doing this is just the night shift coming in and doing our process, going over the board. Hey, what wasn't picked up? What do we need to book? Where are we at? Da 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 da. So I mean, even though my PC stays on all the time and I'm in here ever, but like it's cool, man. Like I like it, but I will give you the W2 thing, man. My biggest complaint that I've heard from people is it leads to fucking laziness. When people know that they're going to get that salary every single week, they really have no incentive to do stuff. You know what I mean? But me, I don't know. I'm vested with my boss in this company. Like,
that's great.
Hunter could tell you, like, I mean, my boss is one of my greatest friends. I mean, he is. So like, I'm vested here, bro. I'm invested in the success of this company. I've told him, like, I will never fucking leave here. When I leave here, it is either going to be to retire or I won the lottery. So like, I'm going to do everything that we can, man, to keep this company moving. And dude, and look, I mean, just like you, man, just like when it was with Jason and just like it's with you, bro, here we are, a small brokerage, and we've beat out the $1 billion valuation guys, right? Because because us people like us, man, that are small, that we have a connection with our agents or our employees and our customers, and we don't have all these other folks to answer to in a company of 5,000 fucking people to run changes by, we can pivot on a dime, right? When the market shifts, we can shift quickly. Hunter's in the same boat, man. Even though Hunter works on the carrier side, like his boss is the same way. Like they're small enough and his boss is involved in enough stuff that when changes happen, TJ can shift and pivot on a dime and take the company in whatever direction that they need to. And I think that's why the smaller model is at this point starting to be the more successful one, and why we're the ones that you see more loads on the boards from. We're the ones taking all the fucking freight from the LQTs and the CHRs and all these other folks, man, because your agent only has to go to you, Jake, when they need something changed. You're like, oh man, hey, Jake, like I know we do net 30, bro, on our pay terms, but this customer's got 500 loads a month. They say they need net 45, net 60. Okay, cool, done. Whatever your decision is, but they only got to come to you, Jake. They don't have to go to their manager and then that manager and another manager and 50 other stupid people that when it gets to the final person, they're just looking at, oh, so I'm going to have to wait 15 more days to get paid. And they're not seeing the 500 loads and all the revenue that comes to it, man,
And same with like the setup for customers with being the smaller companies. Like we don't require 19 references. We don't require, certain things. Like if you got a new customer and they need you to move a load today, we're running it without running a credit check, which is fine. Like we'll figure out. I'm more one of those. I'll say sorry later. Like it's fine. Like we'll figure it out.
I'm with you on that.
Let's just get the job done. Like, because I think there is a point to where like how you service your customer, that opens many doors. I think everybody knows that it'll open so many doors that you took a risk on one load that cost maybe $2,000 that could lead to millions. So it's like, come on. And that's also why I like this industry too. I mean, you were talking about like traveling, doing all this stuff. I mean, it's the tech savvy this injury has turned into. Dude, there are some days I'm working straight from my phone. I don't even need to turn on I'd straight just iPhone guy. I mean, you guys wouldn't understand, but
Hunter would. I wouldn't. I question the integrity of iPhone users.
Dude, listen, I got a text or a call from you, and I was like, "It's an Android." My iPhone was like, Do you want to answer this phone because it is an Android,
Bro,
so.
so we're gonna stop right here. I literally just watched this fucking video by this guy, and he was talking about how iPhone users are the most racist people on the planet.
Whoa!
he was
Whoa.
like, he was saying, no,
Whoa.
listen, he was like, man, he was like, because all y'all care about is the color of a text bubble. Racist.
That's so good. That's true. That's very true.
Dude,
for me.
it was so funny. I was like dying laughing at that shit, bro. He's like, oh, it's good stuff.
It does really depend. Like if someone texts me and it's green, I'll probably wait like an hour or two to text back.
You, man. You suck,
I'm like, I don't want to deal with this, you know.
Oh, like I'm up in here, devaluing your property or something. You know what I mean? Like your credit score just plummeted 50 points for talking to me. You know what I mean?
That's so good. That's hilarious. I've never seen that. That's funny. You racist.
Man, dude, it was good. It was funny as hell, man. But yeah, I'm with you, man. I can do most stuff on my phone except for our TMS. Boo, Aljex, you suck. Get a better fucking mobile version of your website. I hate it. I hate Aljex. The crappiest TMS I've ever used in my life.
Dude, how can I get you on ours?
I can't, bro. I can't. It's way above my pay grade. My boss even hates it, bro. My boss don't even like it, but we're locked into it.
For what? You signed a contract with them?
I don't know. Again, above my pay grade, bro. I don't ask my boss questions.
Give me a talks with the right guy. You guys need to get off Ajax, dude. That was built before I was even born.
I know, it's like MS DOS, bro.
Yes, it's so
like,
bad.
Dude, I don't know if you know what I think it's AS 400 or maybe it's 4000. I always forget. But there was this old TMS. I think Swift used it up until like 5 years ago, bro. But it literally was tap, 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 black and green screen. That's all it fucking was, bro. It's the most horrible thing ever. Yeah, I hate Aljex, bro. It's absolute trash. I don't like it at all.
So bad.
But anyway, besides that, I'm like you, man. I can pretty much do everything from my phone, man. Check rates, all that stuff. So like, this is a good job, a good industry for that stuff, man. 100%. If you're a mobile person, you're not really truly tied to your desk and all that stuff,
Right. No, I agree.
So
man, I'm sorry. I'm still stumped on the Aljex thing. Go ahead. Whatever you're going to say.
I hate it. And I hate it even more now because now they make you do that 2FA crap. So now I had to download. No. This was even fucking worse because I had to download some stupid authenticator app that I don't use for anything else but for this junk. Dumbest thing. So now to run one program, I have to have two programs on my phone. Stupidest thing ever. Dumbest thing ever. So yeah, but I don't like.
Well, if you had an iPhone, you could just share your face. I will say that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I can do that on mine. Like, okay, I'm fancy, bro. I have a Samsung. I don't know, something. It's really top of the line Samsung. I don't know whatever it is. I don't care, bro. I'm probably like 3 phones behind whatever the newest one is. I don't give a shit. We go back to flip phones tomorrow, bro, and fax machines. I'm good with it.
Some T9. Come on.
Bro, hey, you know what we need to bring back, bro, is the walkie-talkie. Remember those?
Yeah.
That's what we need to bring back
that was
there.
Funny. I was like, oh, you guys made a walkie-talkie on a cell phone. Like,
bro, those were the best. And they didn't charge you minutes for it, dude. You know what I'm saying?
That's great. Yeah.
Those were the greatest. Hunter's like, what are these guys talking about?
Oh, I know about the Sprint or the Nextel.
You remember that shit? Yeah, the Nextel. Bro, you were the hot shit. It was like a mobile CB or something. You know what I mean? You thought you were hot shit with your little walkie-talkie phone. Oh,
I just missed the good slam when you hang up on somebody. You can't really send a message with a button now, but just good little smack close.
It's funny telling someone else, we're completely off topic here, but that's fine. So someone else made a video a while back about how like that thing they hate most about cell phones that they miss from old phones, you can't slam your smartphone down because you know what I mean? It's like, don't you miss just taking a phone and just slamming it down on the receiver or something? You know what I mean? It's like now all you can do is aggressively tap your screen. You know what I mean? Like,
that's funny. I do remember those days. Wow.
All right. So you're right, Shade. Nextel was a bomb, especially for drivers, dude. Like I wasn't a driver when I had mine, but I bet that was like the shit if you were a driver having the Nextel walkie-talkie.
That's dope. I mean, dude, honestly, I would love what are they called? CB radios. They still use those, yeah?
Oh yeah, bro.
Oh yeah.
Dude.
Only real
Do you
drivers.
still have one? You
Only
still
real
active
drivers.
with it?
I know I still have mine in the garage. I haven't. It's not, but I'm not on it.
Okay.
Like I'd have to get a big ass from where I'm at. I'd have to get a big antenna,
Okay.
and I'd have to get a Texas radio operator's
Yeah.
license to operate it from here. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure if it's not in the truck or a vehicle at your house, I think you have to have a radio operator's license. But I still have mine. I have a Cobra LTD Army Edition, circa 2009.
Wow.
Yeah, that gets like, I don't know what it gets now. When I tuned it, I used to get like 10 miles out of that mofo. It's a badass fucking
Dang.
CB.
That's what's
Yeah.
up.
All right, so back talking about brokers. See, that's what I told you, Jake, man. We're just gonna still talk about whatever, dude. Like, this
Yeah, I like it.
conversation
I like it.
just goes everywhere,
good.
man. All right, but in an effort to start winding things down, we'll let's talk about like the stock out there as far as broker agents and brokers, man. You know what I mean? Our industry gets a really, really bad kick, I guess you could say, in the sense that like drivers do too, man, that a lot of brokers are hired with our agents are hired with no experience. You get some kid that was flipping burgers last week, man. You know, they don't know a flatbed from a step deck, a van from a reefer, what hub miles versus bird miles are. And you put these folks out there making decisions for multi-million and billion-dollar companies with their freight. You know, and also, man, people don't have the same work ethic that they used to, right? People job hop a lot and stuff.
Facts.
So, you know, I know you said you didn't have much of a criteria, but I know you do. You know, everyone has to because you want to hire good people. But man, what is it like for you trying to find? And I wouldn't say employees, but I would just use the word employees because this is the easiest. But to
That's
find
fine.
good
That's fine.
employees, man, to help build your business, bro. You know, in
Yeah.
these days and times, because there's a lot of us out there, man. So you know, what does that look like for you? Is it as hard finding those as it is for like carriers finding drivers and your retention rates and stuff?
Yes. To answer your question, yes, it is very hard. It's a very saturated market. We do, you know, yeah, we don't have criterias, but yes, I mean, we obviously prefer somebody with a book of business that we would love, but like, I'm not going to say, hey, do you have $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 a month? Then you can't come over. I mean, if you're running 2 to 5K, hey, that's, you know, it's more money for you in your pocket because it's 70% compared to whatever you were at. So, yeah, it's extremely hard because I don't know, man. No one's out here making the 40% plus on loads. And like, I beg carriers to ask me what my customers' rate are because I'm like, dude, I got 4K in this load and you're asking for 6,000. I don't know where I went wrong. I don't know where you went wrong. Like no one's out here. Some of us are just trying to move freight the right way. And when you was talking about how people fresh off flipping burgers coming in, like the training for people is so bad. I learned pretty quickly that logistics is pretty much like a little puzzle. You got to put the correct pieces together or it's not going to work. Like, for example, if you have a load, like I'll just kind of run you how my mind goes to things. Like when you're running a load and it's 500 miles or less, I'm usually trying to push that from a Tuesday to Wednesday or Thursday to Friday, because if they can get a quick run, then either Wednesday they're going for that long haul for Friday, get that 2-day run, so that then they can get another banger from Friday to Monday. So now if I have anything I don't know. Some drivers are making ridiculous miles right now. But if I have anything 800 or over, I'm pushing that for a Monday, Wednesday, or Friday, because that's where, you know what I mean? Like those types of pieces of like, okay, there's a storm coming. It's shipping out of Buffalo, and it's coming in Buffalo, and it needs to go to Kansas City, Missouri. Like one, carriers are going to get out of there. So we can quote aggressively there. I mean, we still want to quote to make some money, but we can be a little more aggressive because one, they're getting out of a storm and they're coming down to a Kansas City, which I would consider a pretty good, decent reload location because Kansas City has tons of stuff out here. I don't know if you guys have ever been, but tons of stuff. So I kind of play those kind of things in my head, and I don't think that's taught enough to newer people or agents, if that makes sense. Like, you have to think of so many scenarios for it to work, for it to be good. And I don't think a lot of those scenarios they're just like, ooh, I got to load. Let's post it. Ooh, I got to load. We got to load. And I'm like, because sometimes I'll quote that. I'm like, hey, customer, like this is 1,500 miles. You quoted me on Tuesday. Can I push this for Wednesday? Can I hit this up tomorrow or maybe Friday to engage a better rate option for us? And they love it. You know, if the receiver needs product beforehand, you know, they'll say that before. But those are the types. I mean, I don't know how you guys thought process when it comes to loads, but like that's kind of what I think.
Dude,
I think
all
of so many things. I mean, like if I'm shipping from Kansas, let's reverse it. If I get the same thing from Kansas City to Buffalo, I have to consider like, dude, we're going to Buffalo, not too much reload, terrible weather during this season. Like, dude, we're going to pay a lot of money. But sometimes people are just like, here's a rate. Like, yeah, they'll use the tools that show them a rate, but you have to think of so many things besides just looking at it.
Oh, yeah. I'm with you, man. I even when I put before I quote a load, I even go to the boards, dude, and I look at what other people are posting it for. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, dude, these past few weeks have been a prime example, man. I did it myself. I quoted a load, and I missed my step of going to looking at the board because I was in a rush, and put it out there, and then went to go try to get a carrier on the load, and that similar lane is like posted for like $400 more than what I've got into it, and it's above what the rate is, but
right,
that's just what the market was asking because it was a saturated market, tons of freight, few trucks. That was the thing, but you know, I'm there with you, man. I think the same thing. Like going to Colorado, rates into Colorado are already like a little bit uptick because of Colorado, but I always add more money onto it. And when the customer says, well, you're $200 above everybody else, because I know the fucking carrier is going to ask me for $200 more above what the lane rate is because they know it's crap coming out. Okay. Yeah. So you can give it to so-and-so for $200 less. I'll be here at this $200 more mark when they fill the load because they're telling you everyone's asking for more money than they have in it. So it's the same thing, like you said, man, if you got a load leaving from a nice, beautiful 70 sunny degree weather going up somewhere that's crap with rain coming in, you know, like, man, you're going to have to add a little bit to that because, you know, drivers are going to want some for that, you know? So yeah, I agree. And a lot of that stuff, it isn't, man. It is not taught. They're taught, oh, go to the DAT. If it's 1,200, add X amount of percent and that's your rate. That's so totally not the way to be doing that, man. Right. Like that's not it.
And not, again, this isn't to dog on like how W-2 does processes, but I think sometimes when people start in the W-2 and they learn just to quote and then send it to the carrier team, they don't have to consider those things, right? They just like, I'm just here for the rate. And then the carrier rep gets it. I'm sure you see this a lot, Hunter. You carrier rep gets it and you're like, what is this? Like you quoted $1,200 on a 1,800 mile run. I'm like, I don't know if they're that bad, but, and so I don't think that's properly noted. And I think it should be more, I don't even know if there's any, are there training things out there? I know there's,
I don't know, but hey, I'm not for any of them, to be honest with you. Like, I don't do that fly by night fucking freight broker training shit. Cause I mean, this is just me and in this particular instance, not a dig at teachers in general. Those who can't do fucking teach. If you're making so much money as a freight broker, you wouldn't have time to be doing a damn freight broker class, dumb. You know what I mean? So what do you know? I say the same thing about dispatchers. You making so much money, you wouldn't be having time to be teaching other people stuff. Don't want to hear that crap. But yeah, there are, bro. Me, I don't know. I guess I'm different. I mean, I've been in this industry for 20 years. I've been a driver. I went to school. I've got degrees in logistics. I've worked on the shipper side. I've worked on the carrier side. I've been a broker. Like, I don't know. I understand it from all things. So I taught myself how to broker when I worked at a 3PL because I had trucks on a DHL load going to Memphis and St. Louis. And I started using DAT boards and I became cool with the C.H. Robinson guy. Dude just had dedicated freight coming from both those areas. And I started talking to him. I was like, oh, dude, how do you do this? Blah, blah, blah. Like, the dude just told me. Like, at the time, I had no intention of being a broker. I just wanted to understand what they did. And so, I taught myself this stuff, man. But again, I have degrees in it. I knew all sides of the industry. So it wasn't a very hard pivot to me. The rating thing, I'll say, was probably the hardest thing for me to learn. Even now, I mean, I still learn. My boss still comes to me. He's like, dude, he's like, I don't think like you rated this right, man. Maybe you should look at this. And here's the factor why. I'm like, oh, okay. Not that he checks after me and stuff, you know what I mean? But like, there's times when he's right. He was like, hey, man, like, if I were you, I would have added 150 to this, you know what I mean? Or, and I'm like, no, man, I'm telling you, dude, we're going to book it for this price. And my boss is like, dude, we're going to book it for $300 less than that. You could have saved your customer money. And it sounds stupid, right? No broker says that, but I work for a guy. That's the way he thinks. It's all about driving value. And there's been times I've been wrong. You know what I mean? So rating's a hard thing, man. I don't really think you ever truly like can just look at it and be like, oh, this is my rate. Like you really need to have a process and take things into account before you do rating, especially 100%. When you're working with shit like Hunter. Man, with high-end liquors and wines and flowers and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, what's the transit time? How important is this thing? Do you need it now? Do you need it next week? Hunter talks to me about a lot about that stuff. Like, customers like, oh, well, I don't need it for 3 months. And Hunter's like, well, okay, well, then I can save you $500 because we can just take our time getting it there. You know what I mean? So,
right. That's such a good point too. Of like delivery times, when it's, specific, like if a customer, I think, they could be as specific as they can be, if it requires, I mean, that obviously is going to be more money. Like when we pay for Amazon, right? Like we want faster times. We're going to pay the $2.99 brainer. So, I mean, I get it, but I mean, I don't know, like what's the solution though? Do we just keep hiring these, let's just call them burger flippers and then just hope it gets better or like?
No, I think we need like a barrier to entry, bro. Honestly, I'll tell you this straight up. When it comes to brokers, first off, even agents, everybody needs to have a TWIC card. So that's the first one, right? I think that'll prevent a lot of shit because you got to put forth effort into going to get a TWIC card, right? Just period. You got to do your fingerprinting, your background check. You got to go into the building. Like it's a lot just to do that. So you've got to have a real, want, I guess you could say, to do this. Second, I think there has to be some type of licensing out there for everyone, including broker agents. Dude, like, here's the point. I can't just go to the Texas real estate agency, give them $300 and say, give me a fucking real estate license. Doesn't happen, but it happens in our industry, right? I can just go to the FMCA. Here's $300. Here's my bond. Give me an MC. I don't know shit about freight. Last week I was working selling hardwood flooring at freaking Yellow. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's it. I really feel that's probably the only way we're going to get rid of these dum-dums is to have type of. Go ahead, Jay.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I think that's changing too, right? I mean, I've been hearing from people like MCs were supposed to be gone away like a few years ago. Like, and when people tell me that, I'm like, why are MCs going away? Like, what are we going to be known as? Like, I haven't looked into much of it.
This is going to be your DOT number, but it doesn't change anything. It's still easy to get a DOT number, just like it is an MC number. It's not that fucking hard. I don't like, I can't remember the reason they gave behind it. Anyone watching, you could comment and elaborate on it, but it's basically trying to make it simpler. Like I think it's a little harder to get a DOT, or there's basically taking away the MC part is going to try to help with more of the fraud and the shady carrier stuff or whatever. And also, Jake, you have to deal with this. I know you deal with this. For you go to an MC and you accidentally go into your carrier vetting thing and put it in the DOT slot.
Yep.
There are MCs that match DOTs and vice versa. You know what I mean? And it has created some confusion and some stuff like that. So I think it's, kind of a deal like that as well. Try to get like a dress right dress, as we say in the military, even kill for everyone are kind of on the same page type deal.
Aren't most of these compliance, I mean, most of them they rely on MC numbers. Like that's the first thing we ask. Hey, what's your MC number? Or if I'm emailing a carrier about a load, they respond MC.
What's your MC? Yeah.
Yeah. Like, so that's kind of why I'm like, that could change things quite a bit. I mean, I don't know if that could stir up even more fraud or what, but I guess we'll find out.
Know. I don't think so. I mean, it's just gonna be a change. It's gonna be a change on everybody's part. I mean, everyone still has a DOT number, even a broker. You still have a DOT number as a broker. You know what I mean? I think it's just gonna be everyone's having to change with it. But that's still not gonna be
figured out.
Yeah. Those fucking people. Don't even get me started. No one likes them. Nobody. If you like highway, something's wrong with you. I'm serious. Like, I'm not talking about the people, but like, it's just the most flawed program. And I know you use this, we use this too, but I don't use to base any of my decisions off of. Carrier 411. I don't do that crap either. I base zero decisions of who I do business with as a carrier off of fucking Carrier 411. That's the biggest joke out there too. That's one thing about the thing is all this.
I got to ask you, do you guys know, have you heard of Flex Shield?
No, I haven't heard of them.
All right, well.
There's so many people out there, bro. What do they do?
Dude. Well, so apparently they're like a warranty company. They're like a vetting, like where we send them the MC, they vet them. They're the ones that approve them for us. But if they approve them, we use them, and the load is stolen or double brokered, they pay for it.
Oh, nice.
But I'm just kind of like, I don't know. It's like, I just don't want somebody else to have the control. Like, sure, you're paying for it, but if I'm in control, I'm not going to let it happen in the first place. So
yeah, I agree with that. No, I've never heard of them, bro. That's interesting.
Cool.
I don't see that as a very.
So I'm giving all these free promos, saying all these names, but
I know we're gonna start sending all these people fucking invoices.
Yeah.
Hunter, start pull up the invoice sheets right now.
Send them to me. I'll take care of it. Send them to me.
It's it's a lot of that tech stuff, man, out there. But back to the point, I think probably the only way we're going to get rid of it is to really have some type of licensing requirement or something, man. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, here's the thing that bothers me the most is people don't think that brokers are making like life and death decisions, but you kind of are. And you're playing with other people's money. And I don't know about y'all, but I just don't let anybody mess with my money. Period. Ever nothing. Like even when it comes to grocery shopping, I'm about getting the biggest bang for my buck and making sure my money is being spent the best way it can be spent. And I'm getting the biggest value for it. You know, you get these people in here don't know what they're doing. Again, let's go back to the simple thing of a step deck and a flatbed. If that customer is asking for a flatbed and you send in a step deck, Tonu, right there, you're cost money. You've slowed down production. You know, all kinds of things trickle from that. You know what I mean? And then let's just say the shipper's like, oh man, we usually don't load a flatbed, but man, I can make it work. And then they make it work, but it don't really work. And then you get down the road and something happens to that load and it shifts or whatever because it was never supposed to go on a step deck. You know what I mean? Like it's just all these little bitty itty fucking details that go on stuff. I have a customer that's a freight forwarder. She deals with the craziest stuff. Mm-hmm. Like right now, she wants me to ship something. Her customer wants to ship something inside of a van trailer that is 110 inches tall. So it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen unless you can make that thing shrink by 3 inches. It is not going inside a van. Well, what about a high cube van? Oh, you're right. It will fit inside, but the door entrance is 108 inches. I can't change that. I don't care if it's 14 feet or 13.6. It's 108 inches. That's the fucking door clearance. But you know, like the thing is, the customer argued me about it, and I just straight to him and said, "Hey, listen, if you want to put it on a van, that's fine, but it's not going to be under RMC. That's all I'm saying. You need to crate this item, and then we need to get a step deck in there, and then we need to make sure it's really really good, and blah blah blah." And the guy's like, "Oh man, that's going to cost me additional $500 to crate it." Okay, do you want to pay $500 more to crate it, or do you want to pay $50,000, $7,500, $300,000, whatever it is, when some dumb forklift driver slams that in the back of someone's trailer because they're not paying attention to the height? Right. Choice is yours, pal. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I think that's the thing, man. Is like we hire folks that do not know these things. They don't think about this stuff. Someone says, "Oh, I want it in a van." Okay, and then the van shows up and it doesn't fit. Now what are you doing? You know,
not to blame other people, but do you think shippers notice that when they're talking to those people? They're like, "Oh, this guy's going to screw this up. Let's see how this goes."
50-50, bro. I talked to some shippers. I hate to say it, that are fucking morons, bro. I'm like, how do you even have your job? I swear it. if you're a broker and you don't have at least one of those customers, then you are not having fun with your day. I promise you. But I've got one right now. I love the dude to death. He is so cool. Never gives me any problems. But I'm like, bro, how are you still doing this? Like, send me loads. Like, I'm like, what's the weight? 48,000. Oh, so a flatbed? Nah, man, a van. Dude, you can only put 44.5 in it, maybe 45,000 if it's the right type of truck. Dude, we do this. You've been doing this load for how long? What is wrong with you, man? So yeah, some of them I think do, some of them I think notice, some of them I don't. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think it's 50-50. But I'd like to go the extra mile. I like to think that people notice, man. You know what I mean? And again, here's my thing. Like, is you go that extra mile, man, you could really be preventing yourself from dealing with a headache. Because I'm like, let's be honest, there can be no worse nightmare than dealing with a shipper that doesn't know what they're doing and is willing to cut corners. You know what I'm saying? Like, because like if someone's willing, if you know something has to be done a certain way and they're saying, nah, I think we could do it this way. All right, man. But when it goes wrong, do not be asking me for my insurance agent's number. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot, man. It's a lot of decisions that go into this stuff. It really, really, really is, dude. You know?
For sure.
I mean, and yeah, so I don't know. I think the only barrier to entry though is going to be a test, though, 100%, man. Some type of licensing or whatever, you know. I don't know. I don't know what industry I could use as an example, but you know,
not to dog, but have any of you guys been to the Broker Carrier Summit? Like, is that helpful?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to 2 of them this year, so I'm looking forward to going to those.
We did.
Is that
we went
kind
to
of a good step in some point?
I think it's good, bro. I mean, you know, I guess you get out of it what you put into it, just like any other convention. You know what I mean? We went to one. We've only been to one. We've been invited to all of them. It's just, ironically, Dan Lindsay has this way of finding out how to schedule a Broker Carrier Summit like the same weekend or the weekend before Hunter and I have to go travel to some other event. And Hunter and I have a hard rule of no back-to-back week travels. Dude, we travel and then we need like 2 weeks off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get that. I get that. Yeah. Well, come to the one in April. It's Kansas City. Show you guys a good time.
We will see. Hunter and I still have to make our list for all of our shows that we're going to. That's one thing that's kept us like Orlando was I can't remember what we did then, but everyone they've done, it's been literally the same weekend or a weekend before another show that we have to do. And with us, you know, I mean, dude, we're a business too, man. Like we get to make most of the decisions, but you know, we got sponsors and shit that expect certain things from us. People pay us to go to stuff or whatever. So like sometimes you can't just shift and pivot. You got to honor what you got to do. So, but not to go. The one we went to, we liked it. Like Sweet. Dan and his team, man, that he puts together good people. Charles Gracie's like taking is the VP of something now. Charles, don't get mad at me. You do have so many fucking jobs. I can't remember what you do anymore. Like they got a lot of good people involved. You know, Dale Prax with Freight Validate, he's heavy into it and stuff. Hunter and I have a connection on X. The guy's name is Millennial Trucker. That dude actually went to, Hunter knows the story better than me, so if I screw it up, correct me, Hunter. I think he was either just buying or was thinking about buying a truck, went to Broker Carrier Summit, met a bunch of connections, got his truck, and like the dude still to this day is tracking all his loads. He's at like load 400 and something. I don't know, whatever it is. Wow. But dude, he got started out running this freight from Broker Carrier Summit, made a bunch of good connections, and like apparently still to this day is like running freight from people that he met at Broker Carrier Summit. That's and awesome. he goes to every one of them. So yeah,
that's sweet. That's cool. That's what's up.
Yeah. Well, we're closing in on a 2-hour mark. I know you're just sitting there doing nothing in Nashville. Sucks you're in Nashville right now, but Hunter is out of town. Or Hunter can take you out, man. Show you not on town in Nashville.
Shoot, I still got to go do my second workout. I got to go on the 75. I got to go do an outside workout.
Wow, you're better than me, bro.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, I mean, I do my stuff. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't worked out at all this week. But Tuesday, I felt like crap. Yesterday, I felt like crap, so I didn't do my Iron Minds thing. I was going to go to the gym today because usually today is my gym day. But
Yeah.
my nose has been running. I've been sneezing. And I'm like, dude, I am not trying to go to the gym for a fucking hour and work out and every 30 seconds stop my workout to go blow my nose. Everything else. Like,
No one
and
wants to
knowing-
see that either.
yeah, exactly, bro. I'm honestly the person in the gym that notices stuff like that. I'm like, oh, that nasty mother just touch their nose and bite. No, I'm not touching that machine. But I wear gloves to the gym, bro. I don't know why people don't, but I wear gloves to the gym.
Ooh, give me the calyx. I want the calyx. I want them all.
I don't know what I have. I'll send you the ones I got, man. Like they got like pads in the palms and stuff, dude. They're nice, bro. No,
No.
What do you use?
Don't send them.
What do you use?
No, I say I like the calyx on my hand. I go raw.
Oh no, mine's because I'm a slight germaphobe, bro. That's more my thing. Like, dude, I'm a dude, and I know me. I'm scratching my stuff and my butt and picking my nose all day, and like whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody does it. Everybody does. Dude, you would not realize how dirty your hands are. The things
dude,
that you touch. So
I
that's
bite
my
my
whole.
nails. I'm a nail biter.
See, that's my whole thing. It's more just like a hand thing. Even though I go to Planet Fitness and like I clean the equipment like you're supposed to after every time you get off of it, but
You don't seem
just
like that kind of guy.
Oh, I am, bro. I'm a huge germaphobe, bro. I won't say huge, but I have hand sanitizer and fucking sanitizing wipes everywhere.
That's funny.
I don't know what it is, bro. I don't know. I'm not afraid of death,
fine.
but I don't like being
Yeah.
sick. Okay, like, if you're gonna kill me, make it a quick death. I just don't want it to be a sick,
That's
slow
true.
death. So
No,
yeah, oh man, that's funny stuff, dude. So I don't know. Maybe I'll get to the gym. I'm hoping I feel better. I'm hoping I feel better tomorrow. God, I hate this stuff.
Yeah,
There's nothing like
I don't
feeling.
get that.
Nah,
I
it's
actually
just-
remember. Go ahead. I was to say, as we are closing, I remember what you were going to say about, making mistakes and stuff. Like, I truly like to put every effort into something because, honestly, I don't want to have to edit the load. Like, I just want the load to be clean. I want to upload the customer tender, the BOL, the POD, and the invoice, and like that's it. I don't have to edit it, add money. I don't have to do all this stuff. I mean, I just want it to be like the more loose ends you can tie up at the beginning. For me, it's like it's better because then I don't have to deal with all that stuff. So
I agree with you on that, man. You put forth
Probably
that
not.
put forth that little extra initial effort.
That's
and,
right.
save yourself a lot of unnecessary headache and turmoil in the end of stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, and I think that goes into everything with this stuff, man. And we can kind of end on this note. But even stuff like detention pays and layovers and stuff like that. Like, I mean, dude, unless you're a major customer where I know I have no pull, like you just don't make the rules just because you got the freight. Like this is my detention policy. This is how this works. This is how that fucking works. So if we're gonna do business, you're gonna agree with me as much as I'm agree with you. We're gonna come to the thing. Like most of my customers, they know I don't ask for detention. If it's warranted, I pay it. That's just the end of the fucking story. I'm not coming to you and asking you for it. You'll see it on your invoice. You should know and trust me enough that I'm going to make sure that it's due before I pay it. But,
Agreed.
I mean, I go
Dude,
through
I've worked. Go ahead.
initial effort, bro. Initial effort. Like talk about all of these things with your customers, your carriers, your employees, man. Like put forth that extra effort and save yourself that headache in the long run. And we could tie that back to the training stuff too, Jake.
True. That's true. I mean, I've seen some of the shippers' contracts. You're talking about detention. They'll put in like, oh, we only paid this certain amount of detention. I'm like, who died and made you king over here? Like, what do you mean? You're not operating a $50,000+ unit. I'm not gonna come on, guys. Like, so when I quote with my lumper fees, everything's included.
Yeah,
don't even have to do it.
Yeah, I just have those. I have those talks with my customers, man, when we first get on and stuff. I recently just turned down a customer, produce customer, actually, because they said they don't do detention. Okay, good for you.
Those guys are probably like the biggest detention, I would imagine, huh?
Oh yeah, anything reefer freight, bro. You just asking for fucking detention, which is why they don't do it. But yeah, I was like, that's cool. My boss wasn't happy at that, and I was like, okay, let's think about this for a second, bro. We're gonna make all this money you think off these loads. What are we gonna lose on detention? but if we still make money, no, bro, that's not how I look at it. We're still fucking losing money. I don't care if we made money in the end. We lost money paying detention. That's how I see it. You know what I mean? And you know how it is, bro. A $200 margin can be gone real fast with some detention, bro. Boom, done. So, just putting that forth, that extra effort, man, having these conversations and, being educated and knowing your job as a broker, what you can do, what you can't do, how you can help customers. And man, don't lie to people. Like, I don't do that. I have no problem telling a customer no. Do I hate saying it? Yeah, man. But like, I'm not going to put myself in a situation where I'm like, yeah, no, this is probably not going to go the way I think it's going to go. I'm not going to do this. So,
Yeah. No, good for you.
But all right, Jake. So, let's open it up, man. You want to, any exiting comments, questions, concerns, updates? You want to give yourself some plugs, talk about your business model a little more, say what you're looking for in some agents, maybe how shippers can find you, agents can find you. Just throw it all out there, man. Give us your final thoughts here.
Yeah, final thoughts. First off, thanks for having me on. It was a great time with you guys. Love talking some shop. Agents, I rebuilt our website, maxfreightlines.com. I put our whole team on there, let them know what they do. So if shippers, I'm trying to build like some SEO stuff for them. And that's why I told my agents, like, I want to put you on my website because I want to put you out there too. I want shippers to find you just as you go find them. And I'll do that for all new agents coming on. And I just final thing is I would just say, if you want to come an agent, come start small with us, work your way as an agent, and maybe one day I'll sell you the business. You never know. You never know. So
triple valuation.
Triple evaluation, obviously. Not a lot of people say this, but I'm going to say it here: smaller the better. Smaller the better.
I can agree with that, bro. In our industry, 100%. Even when it comes to the carriers, man, smaller a lot of times is the better. You don't get lost in the mix, bro. As they say in the driver community, you're a name, not a number, or an MC number, right? Right? There you go, right?
Yep.
So
there you go. Yeah. I mean, yeah, come look. Max Freight Lines, where agents thrive and freight moves. Let's go. Come on.
Hell yeah.
Boom.
Hunter.
Get it tatted?
Yeah.
I've talked this whole show like always. So, dude, you've got to at least say like 5 fucking words, bro.
5 fucking words.
That was 3. Give me 2
more. No, man, Jake, great hearing your story, brother. Like, I mean, just from where you started out, I mean, getting the business last year and how much you've already done, I think it's going to be good for the agent model, Like you're saying, smaller the better. You got a lot of people out here just doing it the wrong way, but you putting yourself out there for your people, for your customers, and making a difference, man. It's really cool to see. So hopefully next time you're in Nashville, I'll be in town too, so we can link up and see what's up. But keep on doing it.
Thanks, dude. I appreciate the kind words, man.
Oh, and you're now an official lounge lizard, which is a term of endearment. So anytime you want to come back on, giving you updates, give some more plugs to these companies that I don't know if you're getting kickbacks for, but we can work on that. We'll call them NIL deals. Not so much kickbacks, but yeah, brother, you're welcome anytime.
NIL deals. Oh.
I love
That's credit to Jimmy Durden right there.
Dude, I'll be honest. I didn't even think about when I was saying names. You guys should have said something. I was like, oh shoot, I didn't even think of that. So there ain't no plugs here. I'm just a dummy.
All right, Jake, hold with us for a moment if you want. I mean, you can go if you like, but usually we chop it up backstage for a few minutes.
Let's do it.
Oh, God, let my fat butt catch a breath here. Holy crap, dude! Lost 60 pounds and I'm still out of breath. Oh man, fatty for life. Yeah. No, I'm joking. We're going to do some sponsor stuff here, and then we'll talk about what we got coming up on Friday. Freight Ninja, our wonderful, wonderful, wonderful friends over here at Freight Ninja. They have got themselves up to, it says 50 plus, but they're at 60 locations because I need to update our stuff. Every single one of their properties, you can expect things like LED lighting, security fences, 24-hour access. Most of them do have staff on site. You can hit them up at freightninja.com or info@freightninja.com. You can give them a shout at 844-303-1505. Make sure you use code Lounge Ninja. Get yourself some special rates. And don't know what I was going to say after that. Mine just totally went blank. I need to just do a recording of these things, Hunter, like you keep telling me to do, so I can just play this dang video and just let it go, so I don't have to try to remember this stuff every single time, because sometimes they're great, sometimes they're bad. Shoreline Capital, our friends, the only factoring company that we represent over here at the Logistics Lounge. They got some of the lowest rates in the industry, starting at 2.5%. 24/7 access, even more so now that they have an app. 50 years in the finance industry, Clint is really all about just helping small businesses succeed. They work with people all across all industries, not just logistics. You need something, you hit them up at shorelinecapital.com, or the phone number is 801-605-8822. Make sure you use code SURETHING365 and you will save some money on or you'll get your first invoice up to $2,000 for free. So like $50, $75 savings. And with that, that's all we got for the sponsor breaks. Friday. I got to pull this picture up because like I talk about this guy, it just doesn't do him justice saying what he does. So if you're watching, the man who drew this picture is coming on our show on Friday. Josh Rowan, Rowan Concepts. He is an artist that focuses mainly in the automotive industry, does a tons of stuff for the trucking industry, even builds custom cars. So we're going to have him on the show this Friday, and we're just going to shoot the shit, talk about art, right? We're going artsy, fartsy, fancy dancy here in the lounge. We're going to open up the Logistics Lounge Art Museum. How about that? And I think that's it. I think that's all we got. That's all I got. What do you got, Hunter?
Great show. I'm excited for Friday. It's going to be a good one.
Yeah, bro. It is. Josh is cool. I went back and forth with him. Like, we have got to figure out this stupid guest booking form thing, bro. That is like the bane of my existence when it comes to dealing with guests on our show. That thing sucks. Like, I don't know how. I got to figure out a way to fix that. It just like, he didn't even get it. I sent it to him like 3 times. Check the spam, everything, nothing. I had to like send him an actual link for him to log to get into it. So I don't know. We gotta fix that crap. Because everyone has the same problem with that thing.
It's because you're using Google Forms, that's why.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we got I know it was sent to someone else by someone else that does a show. They just sent it to us and said, hey man, like here's ours, copy and paste it and you can try to reuse it. And it's worked good. It's just that you hate having to tell people, oh, it's probably gonna go to your spam, and most people it does. So, but sure. I don't know what the alternative to that would be. I don't know. We'll have to find something, but whatever. It is what it is. Hunter, you got anything before we get out of here, bro?
These dogs are going crazy over here. This puppy's going to be the death of me, dude.
You need to let that girl out, go play. That's what it is. Let her out in that backyard.
I've been trying. It's been raining all day, dude.
Ooh, that sucks. Yeah. Don't want muddy dogs in your house. That'll definitely ruin your fucking evening right there, bro. No doubt. Yeah. Well, I guess with that, we're going to be out of here, everyone. We appreciate y'all joining us on our Wednesday here. Hope everyone has a wonderful rest of their hump day evening. We'll catch y'all all tomorrow morning, actually. Dang, forgot about that. Road Dog Coffee Podcast. We'll be live tomorrow morning, 8 Central, 9 Eastern, 30, 60 minutes of just chopping it up with the crew, drinking some coffee. And come and join us. You want a link and let me know. You can come and hang out with us, enjoy a coffee, and get some morning work done. So with that, we're out of here. So I say, chunk them deuces, everybody. Mr. Hound, roll that beautiful bean footage.
The views and opinions expressed on this show by its guests are not necessarily those of Lounge Media Group or the show host. So if you sue someone, make sure it's the party responsible for hurting your feelings. Also, grow up, be an adult, and understand not everyone thinks like you. And that's okay.